What's up, YouTube? So today, after a long holiday, really sucked for me as a business owner. Uh, Part issues, technician issues, people issues, customer issues. But one that stands out is people who demand you to stop what you're doing to entertain them to fit what they were in search of. What they weren't in search of is getting their car fixed. What they're in search of is information. And since I'm on a highway, I get a lot of tumbleweeds who roll through my shop. And it always seems to start with you have other work going on, and then these people see that because they drive by the bays and see what's going on. And then they come in and think that they're entitled for you to stop what you're doing to put their car on a lift and give them an estimate. And it usually is those people who are wasting your time. This is just my experience. I'll just give you an instance. The other last week, a guy insisted that he stay with his car to get an estimate on his old Corvette, which by no means was mint condition. And actually, I have two Corvettes. I had a guy come in who was referred to me because I'm probably one of the best exhaust guys around. And he made an appointment, and he showed up, and I looked at his car, and we went over the needs and what he was looking for and what we could do. Same body style. And then I gathered the parts, and I did the job for him, and that transition went smooth. But the key words was he made an appointment, and he showed up. Then he made an appointment to come back once I gathered the parts, and he showed up for that appointment as well so I could do his exhaust system. So this other gentleman who had to wait to see what's wrong with his car as we put it up in the air, and I look at it and I tell Rachel what's going on, and then the customer's pacing outside and he's so eager to see underneath of his car, and I show him what's going on, and the rear Y pipe's rotted out, and I have to cut the Y pipe out of his mufflers to try and salvage them. Who knows how old that is? So I recommend a new Y pipe and mufflers, and no Cat and no Ford stuff, just the rear Y pipe and mufflers. And of course, you can't get shit in our neighborhood for cars anymore. So he said, my wife complains that it's loud. And I said, well, you have dual outlet mufflers, short case. They're probably rotted out. We could make it quieter if we do this, we do that. So we agreed to a price. And then he said, I'm going to go up front and make an appointment for Tuesday, which is today, the day after Monday, which was Labor Day. And guess who didn't show? Guess who didn't call? Do you think when you tell somebody something you should do it or execute it? It should be my responsibility to call him and say, hey, we went and gathered these parts for your car and they're here, and no call, no show. No. He could have called and said, hey, it's too high. My wife told me no. I hear that all the time. So I don't even bother to hear the excuses on why people don't show up for the appointments. And every time that I do something like this, it always bites me in the ass. Now I have to return those parts. I actually drove to Philly. It cost me gas and tolls to go get these parts for this guy. But do you think he gives a fuck? No. If he did, he would have called and said, hey, my apologies. My dog died. My cat choked on a chicken bone. I overslept. Whatever bullshit lies that these people tell today. Then we had another guy today and tap his fingers and insist that we should stop what we're doing and give him an estimate right away. Well, no. Estimate right away. Drop your car off if you're the estimate kind of guy. And then we were having this discussion, like, why am I the first stop to get estimates? Why don't you come in with a handful of estimates? There's 10 garages within 3 miles of my shop. 10. And if you go another 3 miles, there's probably 10 more in another direction.